Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 28th of 2021. We are only getting closer to the Bad Batch finale this August that's actually supposed to have a lot of saga-wide implications that'll also tease new Star Wars TV shows to come, both in animated and live-action form. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Also, make sure to check me out at Mike01 on Twitter. Now, we do know that Jon and Dave are very much hard at work when it comes to this new expanded universe, that they are also working very closely with Jon Favreau, or should I say George Lucas, is of course, really working closely with Jon and Dave, and really trying to really kind of bring everything together. Given that a lot of Star Wars Legends is coming our way back into the Disney canon, respectfully, it's going to have some minor differences, minor changes, if you will, to compensate what was done by Disney previously. So, given that Kathleen Kennedy is still working on the Acolyte TV show with Leslie Headland, we've been talking about that as well, of how they're trying to really get this thing out by 2022. I don't believe it's going to happen. It's going to be delayed by, of course, until 2023 most likely. However, looking ahead to the future here, alright, Jon Favreau has a major plan, a big plan for the Star Wars fandom to really bring all the hardcore fans together, to really make everybody realistically happy. And that, to me, I think is probably the biggest task for Jon Favreau to succeed in, to really complete. It's going to take a lot of time and effort, a lot of work on his part with Dave Filoni, and as long as they really, play their cards correctly, and if they can really do things the right way, they're really going to nail it when it comes to Star Wars. Now, this is the thing that really does surprise me the most, is of course what Jon Favreau has planned for the future of the Star Wars universe, and how it is realistically going to unite the fandom. So with Jon Favreau now given a big promotion over at Lucasfilm, it's described that he is currently working very hard with Dave Filoni in order to create a better future for the Star Wars universe, with new unannounced projects that will be unveiled sometime in November to December of this year. Now further, it's described that currently Jon Favreau is said to have a major plan for the Star Wars universe that will surprise many in an unexpected way. It's noted that Favreau is just now working on bringing in many stories from the Thrawn trilogy and Star Wars Dark Empire into the Mandalorian seasons, as well as new Star Wars shows to come. Not just that, but Favreau is creating a major new story involving both Snoke and Palpatine that will in fact reshape the sequel trilogy movies in such a significant way for the fandom to enjoy. Favreau is also described to be bringing in Mara Jade for future Mandalorian seasons, and that Avengers star Karen Gillan will be portraying the role of Mara Jade that will create major ties with Emperor Palpatine in the Star Wars universe moving ahead. Favreau is also going to be introducing another character in the Mandoverse, and that this character is going to be Kyle Katarn, to be used in The Mandalorian Season 4 for Star Wars and other shows out there. Favreau is also described to also be ready to announce who will be playing Grand Admiral Thrawn as the main new villain for the Ahsoka series by this October, that he believes will blow fans away. Favreau is planning to treat the Star Wars franchise almost like the MCU, where all the characters eventually come together as a team. Now, the thing about Favreau that really does inspire a lot of fans is the fact that what he is doing right now, what Favreau is doing right now, is that he is taking a lot of the beloved storylines from Star Wars Legends and merging them all together. Kind of using those plot points from Star Wars Legends and using them in some of the existing shows as well as some of the unannounced TV shows that will be unveiled this November. I want to focus on Karen Gillan for a second here. We all know that she portrayed Nebula in the MCU. Now, Karen Gillan is actually slated to portray Mara Jade. The whole Brie Larson situation of her becoming Mara Jade is actually not happening, thankfully. She actually auditioned for the role, in case you guys have been out of the loop. She auditioned for the role of Mara Jade a long time ago, and was actually rejected by Jon Favreau himself. That to me just shows that Favreau has class. He knows that a lot of fans would have probably hated Brie Larson as Mara Jade. It would have been horrible it would have been disastrous, a nightmare. It just wouldn't have worked. Karen Gillan, when you look at her, I want you guys to just examine her overall facial structure, the red hair. It just works. It just works 100%. She is Mara Jade, and Jon Favreau really made the right decision, the right call on that, if you will. So here's the other thing that I think a lot of fans need to know. Kyle Katarn. Now, Kyle Katarn, we all saw him in Star Wars Legends and some of the Star Wars video games like Jedi Outcast. That's also another major character that Favreau is going to be introducing in his new expanded universe. But the thing that really excites the fans the most is how Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to be the major new villain in this expanded universe. While Palpatine's going to be pulling the strings a little bit here and there, Grand Admiral Thrawn is basically going to be the Thanos of Star Wars. That's what Favreau is doing. That's what he wants to do, starting with the Ahsoka Tano series. He wants to make Thrawn the Thanos of Star Wars. That speaks volumes. That tells us that he is really trying to set things up for the better. Given that, of course, Luke Skywalker will be in here as a main hero, as well as Ahsoka Tano, as well as Bo-Katan and Boba Fett and others out there, Din Djarin. I think that what they're doing right now with Thrawn is excellent. We're going to be learning more and more about this character in the next couple of months. I cannot wait to see exactly, what they have in store for Grand Admiral Thrawn. They've discussed multiple different actors of who he's going to portray, or, who's going to portray Thrawn in the future Mandalorian seasons and the Ahsoka Tano series. Mandalorian Season 3 is actually going to set everything up for the Ahsoka Tano show. That's Favreau's plan. So that's the roadmap. We're going to get more details on that roadmap by this November. John and Dave are going to unveil this new timeline of the order of the Star Wars shows, when they're all going to be released, how they're going to interconnect with each other, and so on and so forth. So that's a very smart decision on their part, and I'm very much impressed with how they're beginning to organize this new expanded universe. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, I think that Jon is doing an excellent job because he's passionate. So is Dave Filoni. So is George Lucas behind the scenes working with those two. And I would like to hear what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.